Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So student, in the previous class in this chapter, that is reproduction, we were talking about that what are the basic steps which is involved in the sexual reproduction. You know students, we have already seen, so the basic steps which is involved in all the sexual reproduction, it include the first one is the production of the gametes. Gametes are produced. The second one is the fertilization, and the third one is the development of embryo. These all are what? These all are the three basic steps which is involved in the sexual reproduction, students. Now, in the production of a gamete, what happened? We have seen that the male and the female, when they reaches to the age of puberty, at that time they start producing the sex cells, and that we call as a gamete. Okay, now the female gamete and the male gamete are different from each other. Talking about the female gamete, it is the ova. Okay, so female gamete cell is also called as ovum or egg, while the male gamete cell is known as sperm. Okay, so male gamete releases sperm, while the female gamete it releases the ova. So this is the formation of the gamete, students. When you see the structure of the ovum and sperm, we have seen that one is spherical, other is having head and tail. Because of that, the sperm are motile. The second step which is involved in a sexual reproduction is fertilization. Okay, the sperms are motile, they can move. So they start moving into the female body. When it enters into the female body, then it reaches to the ova and fuses with it. Now the chances of the fusion with the sperm to that of the ova is less. That's why the amount of the sperm released is more. It means the number of the sperms is more as compared to the sperm, so that the proper fusion can take place between the male and the female gamete. Fertilization is what? When the fusion happens, then there is a formation of a single new cell which is called as zygote. And fertilization is also divided into two. The first one is the internal fertilization and the second one is the external fertilization. Internal fertilization is what? When the fusion takes place inside the body of the female. That is called as internal fertilization. It means when the male gamete enter into the female body, and when the fusion happens, then that the zygote which is formed, it occurs inside the body itself. That is called as the internal fertilization. External fertilization is what? In which the sperm and the ova, it fuses together outside the body. Now what happened in case of a frog and toad? Now see, we have said that the sperms are what? They are motile, they are having tail. So because of that, they used to flow along in the water. Basically, the external fertilization is shown by the organism who used to live near to the water bodies, near to the sea or a lake or a pond. So they used to release their sperm, they used to release their eggs also in the water, and the fusion occurred there itself. Taking example of a frog or toad, so they used to release the sperm, and the female frog released a lot of egg, and these eggs are covered. In order to protect the egg, it is covered basically with a jelly-like a structure which protects it. And when the sperm reaches there, it fuses with the ovum and the offsprings form, or the zygote form, and due to the cell division, the offspring is formed there. So this is how the external fertilization basically happens in the organisms, like those organisms which lives in the near that of the water bodies. The third basic steps which is involved in the sexual reproduction, it is development of embryo. What happened? Zygote is formed. It means a new cell is formed. Now this zygote will start showing the cell division. Means zygote start showing the cell division, start dividing, and a group of cells are formed due to the cell division. Now this group of a cell, this lump of a mass of the cell is called as embryo. Now what happened? It will not going to stop up to embryo, but now the group of cells, they will also get differentiated from each other. Why? So that the proper structure and the functions can be differentiated from each other. You see what happened when the zygote formed, the division occur, and due to which embryo is formed, and then the formation of an organ starts occurring. The formation of an organ itself is organ, it means eyes, the formation of a heart, the formation of a intestine, then legs, hands, all these things. So see, what is the function of the hand? Different from the leg. What is the function of the eye? Different from the ears. So here the cells which is present in the eye, the cells which is present in the hand, the cells which is present in the leg, they are different from each other. So obviously it came from the one cell, that is from the zygote, but after division they get differentiated also into the different groups of the cells which are having their own structure, which are having their own basic functions. So after cell division, cell differentiation happens. Now when the whole organ is formed, all the different organ is formed into the body, into the embryo, then we, instead of calling it embryo, we will call it fetus. Okay? Fetus, when it is fully developed, it will be given birth by the mother, and that we call as an infant or a baby. Okay? So this is the basic steps of the sexual reproduction. Now the sexual reproduction, it involves the reproductive system. It involves a male and a female. And obviously the male and a female, they differ from each other because of the system only, that is a reproductive system. You know that the other system, digestive, excretory, respiratory, it is common in everyone. It is common in male and female. Only the gender varies from each other because of the reproductive system. So yes, there is some difference. So let us see what are the parts which is included into the male reproductive system and the second one in the female reproductive system. In case of a male reproductive system, the things that which we have seen, that it is having a pair of a testis. It is having a pair of a vas deferens, which is also called as a sperm duct. It is consisting of a urethra, and penis is also there. Okay, so these are the different parts of the male reproductive system. Now let us start with the testis. We know that a highly coiled structure which came outside, present near to the abdominal cavity, bottom of the abdominal cavity, that is called testis. This testis is actually, when you look at it, it is what's a coiled structure which help in giving rise to, which is responsible for giving rise to sperms. And the sperms from the testis reaches to the sperm duct, that is to the vas deferens. Now the two vas deferens, it will finally join the penis, and from that it will reaches to urethra and it will come outside. So this is how the sperms are released. Now what happened, while it was moving from the vas deferens, a lot of different glands which is present there starts releasing the hormones. So along with the sperms, some other nutritious fluids or some other fluid or the hormones which is released by the cells that help in providing nutrition to the sperm also mixes with the sperm, and this time instead of calling it sperm, we will use another term for it, that is called semen. Now this semen will passes to the urethra, and from the urethra it will come outside. Okay, so let us write it, that what are the different points included here. First one, I had already written about the testis. Let me write it again. Testis are what? Coiled structure, are made up of many coiled tubes that produces sperm. That produce sperms. Now each sperm is what? It is a single cell. Each sperm is a single cell. Each sperm is a single cell shaped like tadpole. Shaped like tadpole. Like tadpole. having a head, middle body, and a tail. Middle body and a tail. So sperms are what? These are the single cell tadpole which is having a middle body, it is having a head as well as a tail. The tail is there due to which it used to move. Now this sperms reaches to the sperm duct. Actually the sperms are released from the testis into the sperm duct. As the sperms enters into the sperm duct is also called as vas deferens. Vas deferens. What happened? Hormones that are produced by different glands in the duct provides the nutrition it provides the nutrients to it. It provides the nutrients to it. And the mixture of sperm and hormonal fluid is called semen. Okay, so from the testis, this sperms is released into the sperm duct, and from the sperm duct, here a lot of glands are there which help in providing a lot of nutrition to that of the sperm sac. Right now, the sperm with the nutrients are called as a semen instead of calling it a sperm itself. Now the sperm reaches to the urethra, which is a long thin tube structure. So the semen reaches to the urethra, which is long, thin tube extending from the bladder, from the to the tip of the penis. To the tip of the penis. So semen reaches to the urethra, which is what? Which is long, which is thin tube extended from that of the bladder to the tip of the penis. Okay. Now, what is the role of the urethra? So we can say here that urethra is not only responsible for releasing the urine, but also the semen out of the body. So the urethra excrete urine. The urethra excrete urine and semen out of the body. Semen out of the body. Okay. So semen, it reaches to the urethra and finally it will be excreted out. This is what, student, this is the whole male reproductive system. Now let us see the female reproductive system. Female reproductive system. In the female reproductive system, student, the first one, ovaries are there. Ovaries used to release the ova. Ovaries are the glands. The two pair of a pair of ovaries are there. Means two ovaries are there, and they used to release the ova or egg. Then this egg is released into a duct which is called as oviduct. From the oviduct, which is also called as the fallopian tube, then it will reaches to the uterus, and then from the uterus it will comes out in the form of a vagina. Okay. So basically this process will occur in the evolution when the ova is released from the vagina. But yes, the exact the parts which is included into the female reproductive system are vagina, uterus, then fallopian tube, which is also called as a oviduct, and finally ovaries, the two glands which used to release the ova or egg from it. So it includes a pair of ovaries, it includes a pair of ovaries, oviduct, pair of ovaries, oviduct, then uterus, then vagina. These are the different parts in that of the female reproductive system. Now let us see that what about ovaries. Ovaries are what? These are the two almond shaped structures. Okay. Almond shaped. Ovaries are the two almond shaped glands. Two almond shaped glands that produce ovum ovum, or we can say egg, ovum or eggs. Okay, like sperm, this ovum is a single cell. As sperm is what's a single cell, ovum is also a single cell. Like sperm, egg is also a single cell. It is also a single cell. Now the ovary connected to the uterus through a tube called fallopian tube or oviduct. Each ovary are connected to the uterus through a tube called oviduct or fallopian tube Oviduct, they are funnel shaped. These are funnel shaped. These are funnel shaped opening and carry the ovary when released. Carry the ovum. When released from ovaries. When released from ovum. Ovum when released from the ovary for the fertilization also. Fertilization. Basically, what does that mean, student? Let me explain to you. Here it is written that each ovary are connected to the uterus through a tube called as oviduct. Actually, when the ovaries are released, so these ovaries, first of all, it will enter into the oviduct, which is also called as the fallopian tube. And here in the fallopian tube, from the fallopian tube, it will reaches to the uterus. Okay, means the ovaries which is released from the oviduct now reaches to the uterus, where where we can say that the fertilization process can occur. So these are the funnel shape. Actually, the fallopian tube is the site where the fertilization process occurs. So first of all, when the ovaries are the glands which when it releases ovum into the oviduct, into the fallopian tube. The fallopian tube, it look like a funnel shaped structure and they consisting of ovaries in it. Now what happened? This is the site, this is the place where the fertilization process will occur. The next one is the uterus. What is the role of a uterus? This is that part that after fertilization, the formation of the zygote develops into embryo. Uterus is an organ The uterus is an organ where the zygote matures, where the zygote matures until its birth. So until the zygote develop into embryo, from the embryo to fetus, it will remain present in the uterus of the female body. It is also called as womb. Also called as womb. Then the next one is, that is vagina. So the vagina is the muscular tube vagina is a muscular tube which opens to the outside, which opens to the outside of the body, opens outside of the body. It receives the sperms, it receives the sperm from the male. It receives sperm from the male. Okay, so this is about that of the female reproductive system. Here, student, we have seen that there are two glands which is present here, and the two glands or one pair of a gland which is called as ovaries. The role of the ovaries, it helps in releasing the egg or the ovum. The ovaries are actually the glands which used to release the ovum or egg. Now this ovum or egg reaches to a duct which is called as oviduct, also called as fallopian tube. Fallopian tube is that place where the ovaries stays or ovaries present there until and unless the process of fertilization will take place. It means the process of fertilization, it means fusion of the male and the female gamete will take place in the fallopian tube only, in the oviduct only. Then the uterus is the bag-like a structure, student, which is also called as womb. You have heard about mother's womb, where the child grows. Okay, so womb of the mother is the uterus part only. Okay, now the uterus, from the uterus there is a muscular tube like a structure which extend outward, that is called as vagina. Okay, and vagina is what? It is that tube which through which the male gametes enter into the female body. Okay, this is about the male reproductive system and the female reproductive system. Now let us see that how process of a fertilization take place. So what happened during reproduction? So during reproduction, the female they produces egg, and this egg will reaches to the oviduct, that is to the fallopian tube, and the male they produces sperm. Now what happened, one more thing, students, that since the number of the sperms, number of chances of the fusion of the male to the female is less, that's why the number of a sperm released, it is more as compared to the female ovum, okay, the egg which is released by the ovaries present in the female reproductive system. Now when the sperms enter into the from the vagina to the uterus, the ovum which is released by the ovaries, which is present or in the oviduct in the fallopian tube, this sperm reaches to the fallopian tube and fuses with the ovum, and thus because of the fusion there is a formation of a new cell which is called as zygote. Now the zygote starts developing, and for the development it used to stick itself, it used to attach itself to the wall of the uterus. It means after the formation of the zygote, this zygote from the fallopian tube reaches to the uterus and attach itself to the wall of the uterus. Okay, and the development starts. It starts showing the cell division. Now for doing so, for the development of this zygote to embryo or embryo to the fetus, there is a need of a nutrition, and this nutrition is actually provided by the mother because it is connected to a tube which is connected to the mother's body. So mother's blood will provide the nutrition to the embryo. Okay, so first of all the cell division occurs and then cell differentiation occurs, student, due to which formation of a new organs happens, formation of a different parts of the organs happens. Then when the fetus, when the embryo developed fully, it will become fetus, and then fetus at a certain point of view, at a certain point what happened, they develop so well that they start moving in the womb of the mother, in the mother's womb. Okay, and finally they will given birth by the mother as the development of the baby occur. Okay, so this is the whole process, that how the fusion to the birth of the baby occur.